Okay, so what was it? 2 years ago? 2 years ago, yeah. Because it's not this summer, but last summer I had to cook for Driven, and we bought a whole bunch of products and stuff, and we needed to put it all in the refrigerator because I didn't have room at home. And the night before camp, we had to go and put all that stuff in the refrigerator. I didn't know who to ask to help me, and Mom's like, just ask your friends, and I was like, okay. So
yeah, she didn't remember about us, but that's okay. Her mom remembered.
Yeah, thanks, Mom. Texted Daniel, and he was like, yeah, sure, I'll come help. So.
And I was at a meeting with Slavik and Anna about camp, and I get this call like, oh, come help us at camp. I'm like, yeah, why not? It's like 8 o'clock, but that's fine. I can go.
Kind of late. But we came to pick him up, and we're kind of like, okay, Daniel, just pick a car, whichever one you want to go in. One, Vika's driving, and I'm driving in the other one. And he's like, well, I just need one that has a USB thing for my charger. And I was like, oh, I have that in my car. He's like, okay. I was kind of happy that he went with me.
And we were, after the camp, I went to Sunday school camp, and we were texting back and forth a lot.
Yeah, and then that was like right before 4th of July. So when he came back from camp, we decided to go hiking with all our friends. We went to Mount Talac and
to watch the 4th of July fireworks.
Yeah, which really weren't that great. But it's okay because when we were hiking up there, we stayed together the whole time. And then when we got up there, like we set up everything. It was really cold, and he came over to me, and he like Olga was like warming one of my hands, and he's like warming my other hand. And he's like trying to use his sweater to kind of make it warmer.
Because it's a very warm sweater.
And I'm like, just take my hand already. Like, it was just a feeling, you just know.
Yeah, so she asked me to take her hand, and I was like, oh, yeah, yes, I will. I will take your hand.
And that's kind of how like it all started. We just kind of knew at that time. And then August 5th, he came over to ask, well, originally he was going to come over to ask my parents if we can date, but it ended up that my brother came over with his family and stuff, and I was like, so the whole family's here? Yeah,
she texted me, oh, the whole family is here. I'm like, I didn't get this memo, like, how am I supposed to prepare? I don't know what to do.
Yeah. But you didn't text me that, you're just like, oh, okay. Oh, well, impressive. But yeah, so he asked.
So I asked her dad and, her mom.
So we like going on walks a lot. Yeah. So after we asked our parents and everything, well, Daniel asked parents for blessing. That's what we do a lot. We just go on walks, go stargazing. And then when it got too cold to go on walks outside, we just go for coffee, nice hot cup of tea or something. And there's this one cold day in January, we went out for coffee. And we're just sitting and talking, and I told Daniel like my plans for the next few years. I didn't think we were gonna get married.
Yeah, about going to school, about like finishing her school, and then going to a program for dental hygienist.
And he kind of looked at me like he had this concerned look on his face. Like, I'm like, well, and he's like, what about getting married? And I said, well, when do you think we're gonna get married?
Because we talked about it before, like, yeah, probably like 2 years. Within 2 years, we were thinking about getting married because so I can finish up school and maybe go work and apply to medical school. But I don't know, when she started talking about that, I was like, I don't want to wait that long.
Yeah, so I asked her, I was like, well, when do you think we're gonna get married? I thought he was gonna say maybe like 2 years, 2.5 or something. And he's like, well, I was thinking, this year. I was like, oh, well, that changes things.
I asked her dad and her mom if I could take their daughter in marriage, her hand in marriage.
Yes.
And I remember that. Your mom was like, that's when I saw the gleam in your eye. And then we met with my parents too. Yeah, and both sides blessed us, so.
Yeah, and then I was anxiously waiting, and it felt like a lifetime, but he had school and stuff.
Yeah. I had spring break, I had a week of spring break, so I decided to propose then. And before that, we were at Oleg's and Larissa's wedding, and people were like, so when are you gonna propose? When are you gonna propose? It's like, when the time is right, guys. So I finally had spring break, and I decided to propose then. And I spent basically Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday planning it, getting all the stuff ready, because I wanted to make it nice. I wasn't sure how to do it, and I wanted it to be a surprise, but also wanted it to be like nice, like to look nice. And so I spent those 3 days getting ready, and my sister helped me out some, and my brother. And then I asked her if she wanted to go on a fancy date on Thursday.
Yeah.
And she was really happy about that because we hadn't gone before. So I went and picked you up. Well, before then, we came here and we set up, and it was Laura, David, and Jonathan, my sister, and my brothers, and Olga, a friend of ours. She also came to help.
Bridesmaid!
And we set up, and I went, got dressed, and picked up Rita, and we went walking around here. So I took her over here, and
we're looking for a picnic spot.
yeah, a picnic spot, because we wanted to go on a picnic, and we hadn't gone yet. So, and we found a picnic spot, but there was a bunch of people running around.
Yeah, he's like taking me, and I like see like people running around. It's all set up and pretty, and I look at him, and he's like, "You didn't see anything." It's like, "No, I didn't." So I was kind of like, "Okay, it's happening." And then we went down to, we came closer to it, yeah, the pathway. We got to the beginning, and he starts telling me all these sweet things.
I didn't know what I was supposed to say. Like, what do you say before you say propose?
I didn't remember much.
I said good things.
You did.
Good things.
I bet you did. Well, we went down, and then he was talking in the beginning, and then we walked down the path, and he was still talking. We got to the carpet. I already see the sign. It says, "Will you marry me?" And he's still talking. And I'm like, "Okay."
It didn't feel that long.
And then, you know, he took out the ring and finally asked me. I was like, "Yes, finally." Just kidding. No, it was great. It was very sweet. I'm sure he said very many beautiful things. I just didn't catch them all.
Yeah, but it was very pretty too, right?
Yeah, it was very beautiful, very beautiful. So it was nice. I liked it a lot, and now look, getting married.
Yeah. Getting married.